Sure. I'm Michael Lazzara, State Senator for District 6.
So tell me about Al Gray and how you know him.
So my first introduction to General Gray was when I was a young Marine back at, I believe it was 1985, 84 or 85, when he became Commandant. He changed a lot of the training modules for the infantry. And so we started going on quite a few force marches to be better trained and to be better field Marines. So I remember that vividly. Of course, at that time, I didn't have that connection, but I'll never forget that moment. And of course, his dedication to our Corps and the way he transformed the vision of the Corps has been certainly a lasting legacy.
What was your rank?
I was a corporal, 1st Battalion, 2nd Marines.
What does, and so we're speaking about that then, as the core values of the Marines, what speaks out the most to you about the values? Which one?
Well, I think he cared so much for his Marines and our ability to be prepared for what the nation's call could be at any given time, and the way that we approached our maneuvers and our deployments. And he was just a visionary, and still remains a visionary. If you hear him speak today, you'll probably hear some of that. But you know, he's just a special person, and certainly a special person to our community.
His leadership skills, as we're talking to other people, are unmatched by others. What are some of the things that stand out to you about his leadership skills?
Well, his commitment, his tenacity, his compassion to not only think about the Marine, but the whole family. And I think that says a lot about a leader when he can go beyond his actual mission. And he is one of those leaders that he's well-rounded, not just about the mission, about the effects of the mission and those around the Marines that are having to go in harm's way. He thinks about the whole family structure, and it certainly has made some changes that have been long lasting in our Corps.
What was it like the first time you met him?
I was nervous. It was much later in my political career here as the council member here in Jacksonville, and he came to he spoke at one of the Beirut memorials, and I got an opportunity to spend some time with him and talk to him, and he was just the person that you would think he would be. He was just, you know, compassionate, firm, and still just as sharp as he's ever been, and I won't forget that.
Do you have a personal story that you can share? It can be funny, it can be sad, whatever about.
No, I think that I would say that he made it a point on a couple of occasions to take time to meet with me and spend some time with me the several times he's come here. And that's special. You know, that's special to a corporal that served a long time ago and that still has a passion for our Corps and our military family. So that speaks to me. So it's very appreciative of that. But I was nervous and still am nervous.
Jacksonville and Onslow County and the Marines. It's home to the Marines. Talk about that. How is it home?
For me, it's an incredibly special place, and I talk about it all the time. I grew up in Chicago. I left as a young Marine to come here where I was stationed, and I never left. Although I got out, I always had a sense of purpose staying close by and working with the military families outside the gate, and then as a young business person, continuing to serve in various aspects. And then once I became a local leader, it's just a special place. You know, service members are special people and their families are special. And it is always has been and will always be my number one goal, particularly as I serve at the state level. I passed a lot of legislation that creates a better environment for our service members. I helped pass the bill that took away the state taxes for our retirees. And I work on many, many different licensure bills because they are the heartbeat of our state. We have the fourth largest military footprint in the country, and I take that very serious. It's the backbone of North Carolina, and to me, it's very special. And I can't think of any place else that I would like to be.
One last question. When you see the names on the wall at Beirut, what does that mean to you? What do those names mean to our community?
Well, in 1982, when that took place, I was in 1983. I was in Okinawa. We were on a 6-month deployment. I was in a cold weather battalion, so we would go to Okinawa for 6 months and train in Korea. And I remember the very moment, the very day, and we were doing monsoon drills because that's just what you do there. And when we got the notification, and interestingly enough, still today, when we have our memorial service and the observation, and I look at the wall, it's still, it makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck. And if you wore the uniform, no matter what time or place, whenever you get to honor a service member that has given his or her life for our country, you still feel it inside, and that's the brotherhood that we have here in our Corps, and I don't think you ever let that go. So, again, it is a special place.
And these people were part of our community, too.
They were our coaches, they were our Sunday school teachers, they were neighbors. It really changed this community forever because people truly recognize the loss that we had here. And I don't think that will ever change. We have a special community that is unlike other military communities in the country, and we hear this all the time and have for years and years and years. Folks that get stationed here, they say there's no other place in the country like Jacksonville and Camp Lejeune and the relationship that we have here. And that's special. And I think that's a testament of those who gave their lives for a higher purpose. And it's resonated here in our community. And it continues to do so.